Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. Previously, Rin Tohsoka managed to successfully summon a servant, but it wasn't the one she wanted. Instead, it was Archer, and immediately the two began butting heads, and I am thoroughly enjoying their dynamics and how they play off each other. Can't wait to see more. Though, of course, I have seen this already because we're still in the prologue, and the prologue is what I have seen before in this visual novel. But until then, I guess we can just keep reading. I think we're about to get into some lore, so that's good. The Holy Grail War is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. I wonder why 7 is such a hard limit on it. I mean, you think a hell of a lot of people would want to the Holy Grail, you know? It is said that the Holy Grail is in the land of Fuyuki, and that many magi have fought each other here in the past. That is really convenient. They had only one purpose: to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it never received the blood of God, but its power matches that of the one in the legend. Yeah, you have to wonder just how much this is pulling from the mythology of the whole situation around the real myth of the Holy Grail. Yes, it is said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can only grant one wish for one person. But 7 magi are needed to summon the Holy Grail in this land. One miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it was only a matter of time before a fight broke out over the Holy Grail. I don't know, how often is this done? Like, if it's anything less than once in a lifetime, why wouldn't diplomacy work? Like, I know I pointed out that this setting probably lends itself to mage clans being very, well, clannish and isolated from each other, with the whole point of how human science is steadily outpacing magic, and it's going to catch up sooner rather than later. It just feels like a whole lot of this plot could already be solved if mages made friends with each other, you know? It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to each summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other magi. Only one magus will obtain the Holy Grail. And so, each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, and a gruesome fight began. This is the ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between magi for the Holy Grail. The magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called masters, and each master receives a powerful familiar called the servant by the grace of the Holy Grail. There are 2 proofs that one is a master: summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. Yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, I summoned Archer to be my servant. That leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed on my right hand after summoning Archer, this is the command spell. This holy sign, granted by the Holy Grail, is the proof of a master who has summoned a servant. I wonder if this specific symbol actually represents something. Like, you see the flare, the light flare at the top of the inner circle there? It reminds me of a lunar eclipse. But if it is representing an eclipse, I'm not sure what the outer circle or the line above it means. Maybe the top line is like some sort of comet or a meteor? I'm sure it means something. This mark with concentrated magical energy is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. That doesn't feel properly translated. It is consumed by use, and as the appearance suggests, it has one use for each strike. In other words, only 3 times. A master who loses 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. Huh. Okay, so it's saying that using the 3rd and final command spell kind of severs the tie between master and servant. Like, there was that whole thing with Rin realizing that her magic is flowing into Archer and sustaining him. So if the 3rd command spell is used, it's kind of like the last hurrah, the last-ditch effort. Better not use that last one lightly, then. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I've used one right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I'll call it good. Because it's not unusual for servants to go against their masters. There you go, I was getting into that last time, talking about what would happen if a servant really just hated their master. Like, Archer started off not respecting Rin, though that respect was soon earned. What if it's just hate? I'm fortunate enough to have been able to chain him using 1 command spell. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail War will start when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. Morning already. I'm so tired. Looking out the window dazed, I notice the sun's already way up. It's past 9! I don't think it's a question of being late anymore. Glancing at the clock, I confirm to myself that I'll be skipping school today. My body's so heavy, it feels like he's taken over half my body. I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. I'm not tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who has just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. That's right. I summoned Archer, not Saber. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. About a day until my magical energy returns, huh? And I guess today will just be a test drive. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unseasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blankets. I knock out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and check myself in the mirror. Nothing's obviously wrong. Except for the fact that I have only about half the usual magical energy in my body, everything's up to par. Well, there shouldn't be any problems. Shouldn't. Don't jinx it. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare for a summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. I'll have to live without his noble phantasm until his memory turns. Well, there's no way he can use it if he doesn't remember it. So, a noble phantasm is a technique that a servant has. They need to know their own identity to use it. And also, the Holy Grail itself is a phantasm, a noble phantasm, as Rin said just earlier. What if, like, the Holy Grail itself is like a living being? Like the 8th servant? He was all like, yeah, I'll grant the wish of the last survivor. Yeah, just do your thing, guys. It's okay. I don't know. Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them most powerful is the fact that they all have one powerful secret move. The problem is, Archer says he can't remember what it is. Well, it's partly my fault, so we'll have to make do. That's right. As this is how things ended up, we're both on the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memories soon, but with the way he's acting right now, who knows when that'll be? Honestly. Looks like we've got a load of problems ahead. That's not just cleaning up. It's immaculate. It's all repaired. Wow. Maybe I should have a better opinion of him. The living room is just the way it was. I only expected him to clear up the rubble, so I moved that he went this far. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room, or he wouldn't have done this. I should call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy. The sun's already up. You're pretty loose. I'm gonna predict Rin's next line, and it is, never mind. I take it back. Yep. This shameless attitude. He doesn't deserve any praise at all. Morning. You seem pretty relaxed. I see you've made yourself at home here. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm trying not to skip the dialogue voice. Well, it's the room I spent the night in. I pretty much figured out where everything is. Oh, since I was cleaning anyway, I cleaned up the kitchen too. I was expecting more mess, but it was rather clean. That's quite impressive considering that you live in a Western-style house by yourself. What, do Western-style houses lend themselves to being dirtier? I'm getting a headache. Why is my servant checking my cleanliness? They say servants think only of battles, so maybe this guy's broken somehow. I see. You're not doing well, are you? You seemed well last night, but sleep must have brought up your fatigue. I'll get you a drink if he's okay. So at home in a stranger's house. Archer stands, takes out a new teacup without a moment's confusion, and pours a fine rose-colored tea. There are all sorts of things I want to say, but I surprisingly don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined, and you could even say he is being considerate. Oh well, it's true that I'm tired, so I guess I'll have a drink. I take a seat. He hands me the teacup silently, and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course, and it's exotic Chinese tea. It's the best part of my favorite leaf, so I'd get mad if it tasted bad. In fact, I get mad when someone uses one of my favorites without permission. Yes, I would get mad, but when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain. Someone's excited. What are you laughing about? What did you put in the tea? What'd you do to it? Well, I was going to ask what you thought of it, but when you make a face like that, there's no point in asking. I slammed the cup down onto the table. Don't waste it. You should enjoy it while it's hot. If I'm distracting you, I'll go. Thanks, but no thanks. I didn't become a master just so someone could brew me tea. Besides, there's no need for you to do things without orders. I see. Certainly, I did not form a contract with you to brew tea or clean up after you. If that's how you want it, I'll be careful from now on. Cool. Right. What I need is a powerful familiar. I've never heard of a servant who does things around the house, and I have no need of one either. What do you mean, no need? Nothing. Interpret it however you want. Does she have, like, some magic that cleans for her? I don't know. I don't know about you, but if I could do magic, I'd totally enchant some brooms and dustpans to clean up all the dust around this place. More importantly, do you remember who you are now? Archer shakes his head. Just a thought, it's bad. If you can't remember it after one night, it's not going to come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still... Alright, I'll work out what to do about your memory. Well, get ready, Archer. Since you were just summoned, you don't know your way around yet, right? I'll show you around town. Alright, okay, either servants are invisible to non-mages, or Archer should slip into something more, inconspicuous. I don't even know how to describe what he's wearing, other than being a Dante from Devil May Cry cosplay. Get ready. There's no need. If you want to go, we can go right now. Hey, you're going to walk around in that? Yeah. It hardly looks normal. Besides, other masters would be able to tell you're a servant right away. I don't intend to go announcing to everyone that I'm a master, you know. Oh, so that's what you meant. It's not a problem. Certainly I will need to change, but only when I take form. Oh, I remember this. Servants are spirits, after all. We become spirits when not in battle to reduce the burden on our masters. Oh yeah. You are still a heroic spirit even if you're summoned already. Since it's the master's magical energy that gives the spirit form, if I cut off that magical energy, naturally we would return to spirit form. A servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. We cannot be observed by anyone except the master we are connected to by the ley line. Right. Okay, so... if that's true, then other masters can't identify another master who figuratively has their servant up their sleeve. Like, it would be impossible to say, yo, come to this place alone without your servant or will X, you know? Of course they would just have it hidden, their servant hidden as a spirit that no one else could detect. Huh. We can still talk though, so it's no problem if we're going scouting. Wow, that's really convenient. Thank goodness they wrote it this way. In that case, it must be hard to search for other masters. Yes, but magi can sense other magi, right? In the same way, servants can sense other servants. Oh, I got it. Okay, so just throw out my points that I just made right out the window. If a servant knows powerful magic, they would be able to sense servants even from a distance. Oh. Well, there's that. I can't imagine an archer would be particularly adept at magic. I might say the same of Saber, but then again, Rin's are like, Saber is the most powerful summon possible, so who knows there. Just as Archer says, a master is usually a great magus. A magus with strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy. But as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong. So, what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are? Master, have you forgotten my class? Sensing distant enemies isn't a job for a knight. I don't know. I mean, if you're an archer, you're gonna be a ranged guy. You shoot them from a distance with like a bow. That sounds useful. Well, I guess not. Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would have enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance. That was my thought too. Alright then. Follow me, Archer. I'll show you the world you've been summoned into. I don't think it will be that new for me. Yeah, that's a good point. How many times has this archer been summoned? What eras of history has he seen glimpses of? Is he a veteran of multiple Holy Grail Wars? But, Master, aren't you forgetting something important? What do you mean by something important? Jeez, you're really not up to par yet. We have yet to exchange the most important part of our contract. We have? The most important exchange? Equivalent exchange? No. No, I know he's wearing a red coat, but no. No, fundamentally the reward for the servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. Well, that's really all the servant gets. They just get to fight. Okay. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary. You're really not a morning person, are you? Archer says so in surprise. Listening to a sarcastic comment, I realize something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by name yet. Oh! Ha! Rin. Oh, Rin. Crap. Names. I guess you've realized. Well, it's not too late. So, Master, what is your name? How should I address you from now on? Archer asks sulkily. Damn it. He is a good person. Haha! Yes, there's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchanging names. Servant and master have a relationship forced upon them by the command spell. For a contract with a normal familiar, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between the master and the servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It's a proof of trust that we shall be fighting alongside each other, even without the command spell. I'm Tohsoka Rin. You can call me whatever you like. I answer bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Rin, I feel like saying, you can call me whatever you like, was a grave error on your part. Well, actually, it would probably be easier for me to be addressed in a reserved manner like you or Master. You'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself. I shall call you Rin. Yes, the name suits you well. I wonder if the name Rin has some sort of special meaning. Or if it's like literally a word, I wouldn't know. He says something outrageous. Rin? What's wrong? You don't look normal. Shut up! Let's just go! We don't have time to relax, baka! I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. Did Archer say that just to make me feel this way? It's possible. He will certainly do that sort of a thing. Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot and my heart pounding, they're all part of his plan. Be careful, Rin. You're going to have to work with this crooked guy from now on. Is he a good person? Is he a crooked guy? Who knows? Not Rin. I go out with Archer. The city we live in, Fuyuki City, can be basically divided into two towns. Here, the place with old houses and traditional buildings is Miyama City. On the other side of the river is Shinto, where modern development is happening. My house is in the older section, Miyama City. Miyama City is broadly separated into two sections as well. This is one of the sections, the Western-style houses, where immigrants from foreign countries live. And on the other side is the area of old Japanese-style houses, with a mountain behind it. Both sections are on top of hills, so you could say both are suburbs. The houses in between these two sections are relatively ordinary. As a demonstration, they're this ordinary. This is the crossroads of Miyama City and the hill leading up to the Western-style houses like mine. On the opposite side, a hill leads up to the Japanese-style houses. A bridge leads to the neighboring town of Shinto, and the other way leads to the school, shopping district, and even Ryudo Temple up on the mountain. Wait, wasn't Ryudo one of the students? There was a student at at the school. A person Rin talked to named Ryudo. I want to say that was the blue-haired class president? Student council guy? Huh. And this is the large bridge connecting Shinto and Miyama City. A few years ago, a big station was built over that side, and it has grown rapidly since then. Even though Miyama City and Shinto are in the same city, you can think of them as totally different places. The city's name, Fuyuki, or Winter Tree, supposedly comes from the fact that winters are long here. Thinking about it, this place certainly has a long winter. What an astute observation. In contrast, though, it's quite warm here, and February here is about as warm as December everywhere else. I bet a few hot springs would turn up if you went digging around. Then again, this half-hearted cold would make the city a poor hot springs resort. Fuyuki City has a friendly winter and a strange climate that enters spring in April with no changes. I wonder wonder if there's some magical reason for all this temperature shenaniganry. No, I'm probably just being paranoid. Shinto is all like this. The rapidly developing town started to build tall buildings as if rushed by something, and as a result it looks very artificial. Though that's only in the last 10 years. From what I hear, the big fire here 10 years ago pretty much burned down the whole residential district. Yeah, I want to say that's related to the events of Fate Zero, but I won't say it's related to the events of Fate Zero because Fate Zero is not canon. I should just ignore it, keep it out of my mind. These buildings were constructed on the land no one lived on anymore. And this is the center of it. This is Shinto's park. After we've seen all the important locations, what are your thoughts? I ask Archer, who is standing right next to me. I can't see him, of course. It's a big park, but is there some reason there is no one here? So it shows, huh? Well, that's because there's a history to this place. I look around the park. A park this big and organized should be a playground for kids, even on weekdays. But there are only a few people here, and a desolate feeling runs through the place. It was about 10 years ago. They say there was a huge fire in this area. It burned for a day until it went out, just as it began to rain. Afterwards, the town was rebuilt, but this place was left as it was. It was burned to ashes, so they made it into a park. Archer says nothing. But even though I can't see him, I can tell that he is feeling something special. You seem to have noticed. That's right, this is where the last Holy Grail War ended. I don't know the details, but the last war ended here, and the place has been like this ever since. I see. That must be why this place is full of so many grudges. So it's just been 10 years since the last Holy Grail War. So it's like, I'm not sure if the gap between wars is random, but if it's 10 between each appearance of the Holy Grail, like, come on. Getting all 7 mages' wishes done in 70 years? Like, come on, you could just each individually wish for, like, eternal youth, and then you could just daisy chain around it forevermore and just make wishes with the Holy Grail every 10 years. But, I don't know. There's probably a lot keeping that from making sense. You can sense those kind of things? Servants are spirits. We are beings similar to grudges and formed obsessions. Therefore, we are sensitive to such remnants like us. There are places in town with strong regrets, but this place is on a completely different level. To us, this place is more like a reality marble. Oh, reality marbles! This is a thing I think is equally as cool as command spells. Oh yeah, let's get into this. Archer brings up an unusual term in a motionless voice. Reality marble. One of the magics considered the pinnacle of magi, said to be infinitely close to sorcery. For hundreds of years, a boundary field has been the defensive field that protects a magus. Put simply, it's a vicious version of a security system on a house. A boundary field is something applied to an existing area or building to protect oneself from outside enemies. So basically, a magical shield. But it is merely a transformation applied to what already exists. But a reality marble is different. A reality marble is an image that erodes reality. The imagined world of a magus, a boundary field that paints over reality by letting a magus's heart take form. That is what we call a reality marble. Basically, it's like the person's soul becomes the terrain. And that just seems so insane to me. In other words, it's a large-range magic that distorts, no, remakes the world as the magus wishes. Rin? What are you thinking? Huh? No, I was just surprised. I just thought that reality marble seemed an uncommon term for an archer. What, is it strange for me to know it? Of course. Reality marble is the taboo of taboos, the secret principle's secret principle. It doesn't make any sense for an archer to know about it. Isn't that right? I asked with my expression. And then, I sense him sighing heavily next to me. Rin, a hero is someone who excels with both magic and weaponry. It's fine if you want to think that an archer can only use bows, but please don't take such an optimistic view of the other servants. Underestimating is a fast way to die. Come to think of it, he's right. I understand. That was a careless thing to say. I'll be careful from now on, so it's okay, right? Rin, I'm going to be honest. You are excellent, but because of that, you have a habit of underestimating others. You should reform that habit before you grow up. Ouch. Brutal but honest. You're being rather rude. Reform? That's like training bad habits out of a horse. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to make it sound like you're a disobedient horse. Just used the word because it suited your image. Can servants read the mind of masters on some level? The horse thing is oddly specific. Hey, that's even worse. Ouch. My right arm suddenly hurts. Rin? Be quiet for a second, Archer. The command spell engraved on my right hand is hurting. A small warning, as if to get my attention. Someone's watching us. I extend my consciousness to the surroundings. I roll out the threads of my consciousness and search through the park. I can't find him. What about you, Archer? It's difficult. I can't even feel the stare. Then it must be a master watching. I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't sense it, it has to be a master. There aren't 7 of us yet, but if we wanted to, we could start the fight at any time. It seems the one watching us wants to battle, but the command spell reacts to other command spells, so that must mean that if you are a master, you should be able to recognize other masters when you see them. Then, wouldn't that mean you should be able to identify the other master too? Yes, but a superior magus can conceal their magical energy. Even though command spells react to each other, they operate on magical energy. If the master has closed his magic circuit, it'll be hard to find him. That's troubling. That means we are showing them our location. That's right. Well, if I search around my house, I should be able to find something that kills my magical energy, but... You don't need it? Right. Because if I don't hide it, they'll come to us, right? It saves us the trouble of going to find them. If the entire city is a battleground, I guess there could be something to be said for the strategy of just staying hidden and letting all the over-eager masters and servants duke it out first. Thin the herd, conserve and consolidate your energy, and strike when it is most advantageous. But of course, if everyone did that, it would just be one big stalemate. Archer takes a deep breath and goes quiet as if he's shocked. If he's in spirit form, what does taking a deep breath even look like? What? You want to say I shouldn't be overconfident? I ask, remembering our previous conversation. But Archer just says, that's impossible. You're strongest like this. Yeah, you can let those weaklings follow us about. He says, trying to hold back his laughter. Come on, dude. Well, it's not like I like his response, but we decide to continue walking around town. We tour the important places, really dragging our observer around, have dinner along the way, and bring things to a conclusion. We've been walking a lot, and it's now 7. At this time of night, our destination should give us the best view. I wonder if that's part of the strategy, the time of day. Rin is at her peak at 2 a.m., but I assume the other 6 mages that will be in this war will also have different times where they're at their peak. So it's more than just a matter of ambushing people, it's ambushing them at the right time, where you're at your strongest compared to their weakest. Jeez. Rin may be top dog in terms of raw magical talent, but a bad matchup could spell disaster. A strong wind, the tallest building in Shinto. The view from the rooftop of this building is a fitting end for this day. What do you think? This place has a great view, Archer. Jeez. I pity whoever you go out with someday. Drag me around all day. I really like that Archer assumes that Rin doesn't have anyone special. Huh? Did you say something, Archer? I think she heard it. Just an honest opinion. Oh, this is certainly a nice place. If we had come here to begin with, we wouldn't have had to walk around like we have been. What are you talking about? Certainly it's a nice view, but all you can tell from here is the overview of the town. You have to go to the places themselves to know the layout. That's not true. My class is an archer for nothing. You can't be an archer unless you have good eyesight. Is that so? So, can you see my house from here, Archer? No, I can't see the neighboring town from here. At most, I can see as far as the bridge. At that range, I can count the number of tiles. You can count the tiles on the bridge. Jeez! No way. The tiles on the bridge? That's not just good. His eyesight could match the telescopes you find on those rooftops. I'm surprised. You really are Archer.
Rin,
Rin, I don't like to think so, but are you making fun of me? Of course not. I just misunderstood because even though you're called Archer, you don't seem like one. That's a troubling claim. I shall question you further on this matter when we get home. It seems Archer has taken a liking to the view as he falls silent. He's probably working at the town's layout. I can't interrupt while he's surveying the battlefield. I leave Archer's side and move to the edge of the building. All I can see with my eyesight is the lights below this building. Like the headlights of cars in the street and the people going home after work. I can't tell what kinds of cars or what kinds of people they are. I can see them, still not see them. Just like noticing someone is watching me before, but not being able to see the watcher. At the very least, there is one person that has his base in Shinto. I strain my eyes and stare below me. There are 7 masters in all. I still don't know who the masters are, nor which servants they command. Right now, I assume all the masters are walking around town collecting information on other masters. Suddenly, I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction for my command spell. I just feel someone's eyes on me. From below? I look down. There are many people walking around on the road. Among them is a person. One person is looking up at me as if looking up at the moon. I can't tell for sure who it is. I can't tell for sure, but I still know who it is. It's surprising. What's he doing at this kind of a time? Rin, have you found an enemy? Archer calls out to me as if sensing my excitement. Nothing. I just saw someone I knew. Just an ordinary person, nothing to do with us. I answer, unable to hide my irritation, and leave the place where I was standing. Are you sure about that, Rin? There's no way he could have seen me from the ground. He must have been looking up at the building by coincidence. So it doesn't mean I was noticed. But still, I'm angry that I let him see me acting as a magus. By the time we get back to Miyama City, it's already past 9 o'clock. Unlike Shinto, Miyama City is an old residential district. No one walks around after 9, and the town grows as quiet as midnight. So, that's pretty much it. Do you have a good idea of the town? Yeah, I get it. I'll figure out the rest as we go along. Then we're done for the day. I'm not up to par either, so let's go home and rest. We climbed the road up to the gentle hill, and there's someone walking in front of us. Sakura? This is bad. I don't want to see her right now.
Rin,
why are we hiding? Shut up! Oh, that person is someone I know. I skipped school today, so I don't want to see her. As I speak, I look at the figure ahead of us. On the road, there's the well-known first-year Sakura, a student, and a foreigner I don't know. They are talking about something. No, it seems the foreigner is talking to Sakura against her wishes.
リム、
Rin,
知り合いとは
is the
外
person
国
you
人の
know
方
the
か
foreigner?
いいえ、知らな
No,
い。
I don't know him.
この辺り
There
は
are
洋
lots
館
of
が多い
Western
から
style houses
どっ
around
かよ
here,
そ
so
か
we
ら
might
遊
be
びに来てる
visiting
んじゃ
one
な
of
い？
them. I say that much, then scold myself for being too soft for that girl that is involved.
あ、じゃ
Archer?
あ、あいつ
Is he
人間？
human?
さあ、
I don't know.
実体はあるから、
He has
人間
form,
な
so
の
he
だ。
should be human.
少なくと
At
も
the very least, he is
サーバントでは
not a
ない。
servant.
そうよね。
Right.
マスターでもない
He's
し。
not a master
ただ
either,
の
so I
仕上げ
guess it's
か
just a minor quarrel. Still, I know she's not the kind of girl to get into trouble with the guy.
二人とも言ったな。
They're going. The
女
girl
は
is
坂を
walking
登っ
up
て
the
いく。
hill.
男は
The man is... The blonde guy goes down the road we came up.
それじゃああなたは
What
こ
in
こを
the
使って。
world was all that
私は
about?
もう眠るけど、何か質問はある？
Well, I will say that that stranger, with his blonde hair and red eyes and trendy jacket, I'm gonna bet a whole bunch that he is in fact a master. Honestly, his design kinda reminds me of, what's his name? Okay, there was a servant in Fate Zero who I know the name of him, but not what his role was. Like, you know, like Archer or Caster or Saber. I forget what his role was, but I remember his name and his design. He had blonde hair and red eyes, and that kid reminded me a lot of that design. The name of the servant I'm thinking of begins with a G. You definitely know who I'm talking about, I think. If you know. Well then, you can use this place. I'm going to bed unless you have any questions first.
とりわけ重要な疑問はない。
I don't have any important questions.
すぐに戦闘を仕
Your
掛けない
decision
君の
not
判
to
断は
rush
正し
into a
い。
battle is the correct one.
今夜は
You should use tonight to recover your magical energy.
え、
Yes.
それじゃあ明日。
I will see you
今
tomorrow
朝の
then.
紅茶をよろしくね。
Please make me tea tomorrow morning. Didn't Rin say that she didn't get a servant just to have a servant? She likes that tea, huh? Fatigue hits me hard once I walk into my room.
そうだ。眠る
Yeah,
前
I
に
have
綺麗
to
に連
contact
絡し
Correa
ないと。
before I go to bed. That annoying priest. He'll already be getting ready to call in the substitute magus. I don't really care about that, but he is my guardian, so I should at least do the right thing.
電話っ
Phone.
と。
Phone. I dial the number. And soon, the fake priest picks up.
綺麗？
Correa?
私だけど。
It's me.
昨日サーバ
I
ント
formed
と
a
契約した
contract
か
with
ら
the servant just yesterday,
正式
so
にマスター
register me
登録
officially as a master. A brief silence. Correa's silence has enough pressure to stress you out, even over the phone.
いい
Understood.
だろ。
Now
で
what?
はどうする？
You should come and see me at
一度
least
こちらに
once.
顔を出さないか。
I have something to
君
give
の
you
ご
that I
両親
received
から
from your
扱っている
parents.
ものもある。
They said to give it to you only if you become a master before you become an adult.
成人前に伝えてほしいと頼まれているのだが。
That is such an interesting stipulation. Only if Rin becomes a master before she's an adult. Huh.
ああ、それって
Oh, you
父
mean
さんの
father's
英語
will?
のこと？
I already
それなら
deciphered it
も
and
う
got the
解
item,
読して
so
手
it's
に入れたら
fine.
いいわ。
I'll come and see you if you feel like it.
気が向いたらお
Goodbye.
邪魔するからよろしく。
待て、リン。
Wait, Rin. If you are a
マスタ
master
ーになったの
now,
なら
I hang up, not hearing him out. You freaking idiot! Okay, so obviously that thing that Correa has for her is not the will and the item. God damn it, Rin! Listening to Correa's lecture while I'm tired won't help me recover my magical energy.
さて、
Right? All
こ
preparations
れ
are
で
done
準
now.
備は終わりっと。
All that's left is to sleep. When I wake up next, it should be a completely different morning. 10 years ago, The Holy Grail War, in which my father competed as a master and was defeated. Now, I'm entering that same battle. Well, that worked out nice. That whole day fit into one episode. Well, one video, rather. Yeah. Reality marbles are such a cool concept, though I would imagine they would expend a ludicrous amount of magical energy. Like, say a mage successfully uses or casts a reality marble. What then? They'd have a massive advantage, but would they have enough energy to back it up? For that matter, the other people here, the person on the street who looked up at Rin, I think I know who that is, but I won't say. In case, well, actually no, this isn't actually revealed in this prologue, so I'm just gonna guess it. I think that person looking up at Rin on the building was Emiya Sharel. Emiya. I think it was him. I definitely think it was him. And I'm not even saying that just because, well, we saw at the very start of this Let's Play that Emiya summoned Saber. I just feel like it was him, just because Rin immediately recognized him and had trepidation about it. And anyway, the person who saw Rin at the park. Now, my point is that, well, if there are multiple routes to this visual novel, I know for a fact that each route has a different protagonist. I wonder if those two individual moments of the person looking up at Rin in the building and the person seeing Rin at the park and later following her throughout the entire day, I wonder if we won't see those from the other people's perspectives at the beginning of each other route, you know? I hope that kind of makes sense. I think that, oh, dang it, I had a thought. What was my thought? I forget. There was something I wanted to get around to saying. Well, hopefully I'll think of it next time. So with the second day done, this is definitely a good place to call it quits. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been Fate Stay Night. I thank you for watching, and hopefully I will catch you next time when we begin the third day. And I do believe that will mean that all the masters will be assembled. Well, till then, please take care.